Hello, students. Jai Hind. Welcome once again for another lesson in English language and literature. I hope you have seen the previous video where we have discussed in detail the poem The Road Not Taken along with its synopsis. I hope you have written a 200-word summary as requested. Today we will be discussing from some question answers from the chapter. So, the first question, I took the one less traveled by. What do we come to know about the poet from this line? This line reveals the adventurous nature of the poet because when he had to take a decision of making a choice, he did not take the beaten track. He chooses the path which is less frequented. He decides to leave the first road for some other day, knowing fully well that he will not get a chance to come back to it. So, the question was whether the poet knew that he would be traveling the first road or not, because at the moment he had chosen the path which was less traveled, the second road. And in the answer, he reveals that he has taken this decision because the second path is less traveled by, and he also decides that he will be taking the first road some other day, but in his heart he knows that he will not get a chance to do so. So, this entire poem is about decision making. If you have read the poem, The Road Not Taken, it's about life choices, and one can learn valuable lesson if we delve deep into the meaning and significance of the poem. So, students, you are requested to please sit down with a notebook and pen, and you may jot down the question answers in your fair notebook with blue fountain ink. You may use the answers given in the script below, or you may write your own answers by taking the important points. Please also solve the exercises given in the text PDF which I have already provided you. What does the road symbolize in the poem? How important is it to take the right decision in life? So the question asks, what are those roads symbolizing in the poem? What does it actually stand for? And how important is it for us to take the right decision in life? The poem is about something more than the choice of paths in a wood. We can interpret the narrator's choice of a road as a symbol for any choice in life between alternatives that appear almost equally attractive. It is only after the passage of years that we can really evaluate the decisions and choices that we make based on the result of these choices. If we find success, the choice is the right one, but if the result is failure and pain, then the choice has obviously not been the right one. So this is how we can understand whether the choice we have taken is the correct one or the wrong one. Because Evaluate your decision. If you think about it, if you make proper choice by proper consultation and following the correct advice and instructions, you will find success, which means you will find fulfillment, joy, and happiness. But if your choice was a hasty one, which was not planned properly, and obviously you will suffer with misery and you will be sad and grievous about your choice. Then certainly you can understand that if you are not happy, then your choice was not the right one. And the road here is a symbol for life, and the choice of a road means the choice in your life, because there are many options, there are many alternatives that are almost equally attractive. They look the same, and both are, all the paths are looking very attractive. But we have to make very evaluative decision and choice for success in life. This is what the question means and what the answer offers. I hope you have understood. If you have not understood, you may please write your questions in the comments given below, which I will answer for you. Moving on to the next question. The road not taken teaches the importance of making the best use of time and opportunity. Taking ideas from the poem together with your own ideas drafts a speech to be delivered in the morning assembly, emphasizing the need of making the best out of available time and opportunities. This is the next question where you have to draft a speech. This I would like you to write on your own, but you may take the points from the following solution. So the format will be, use the proper speech format with a proper heading. Please write about how time and opportunity once lost cannot be reclaimed. Yes, because it is the most important thing in life. Time is precious. And inspire to be the best, to make the best use of time and opportunity by being proactive and action oriented. Yes, students, you need to understand that time is really, really valuable. Time once lost cannot be brought back. So, even though you might be at home, do not take it very easily and casually. Do make a solid, proper routine and stick with it rather than killing time all day. Give proper time to all your subjects because the exams are approaching and you need to complete your syllabus and get the knowledge, whether physically if possible, or for the time being, since we have are in lockdown, virtually. Please schedule your time properly and be productive. Moving on to the next question. Did the poem repent for making his choice? Give an example from the poem to prove your point. So the question lies whether the poet, the one who is writing the poem, was happy about the choices he had made. He seemed to be unhappy for making his choice. Sadly, the poet is seeming to be unhappy. Why? Because number one, he shall be telling this with a sigh. In the poem, there is this line, I shall be telling this with a sigh. Sigh means Uh, it is a gesture for sadness and dissatisfaction. Somewhere ages and ages hence, the poet had freedom to make a choice. He chose the less frequented road, and that made all the difference. And he is sure that it is because of his choices that he is facing the results that he has got then, that he is at that particular period of life where he is happy or sad because of the choices he had made earlier. Like it is in your hands now what you want to do with your time. What choice will you make? Whether you will take the easy road or the aspirational route to success. Moving on to the next question, students. The road not taken is a metaphor of life. Justify this statement. So, students, you all know what a metaphor is. It's a figure of speech where we compare different subjects, giving the latter's value to the former. So, we have to justify whether a road not taken is a metaphor of life. Frost, Robert Frost, who is the poet, uses the fork in the road. Fork means a point in the route from where two different routes diverge or branch out, just like a crossroad. So Frost uses the fork in the road as metaphor for the choices we make in life. Thus, the two roads are in fact two alternative ways of life. So, they are two lifestyles, two different paths of life. They represent two directions and two options open to the poet. He has made a choice, he has opted for the road which is less traveled by. He leaves the first for another day. It becomes impossible to come back on the road once one has left. One's choice makes all the difference in one's life. So, that is the theme of the poem, and it is also the central idea of the poem, where the poem, the roads, is used as a metaphor for the choices we make in life. And I hope you have understood this poem properly. You have written the summary, the question answers, and if you have any doubts, please write them in the comments below so that I may answer you. Thank you for watching. Have a productive time. Do your studies regularly.